From Maple Trees to Maple Syrup by Kristen Keller. Sweet maple syrup. Many syrup is a sweet treat. Many people eat maple syrup on waffles or pancakes. Maple syrup sometimes is used to make cakes, cookies, and candy. Maple syrup has to be made before people can eat it. Making maple syrup takes many steps. A fun fact, maple syrup is made only in the United States and Canada. Syrup starts with sap. Maple syrup is made from the sap of sugar maple trees. Sap is a liquid inside trees. Sap moves a tree's food up and down the trunk. Healthy trees make a lot of sap. People can take some of the sap without hurting the trees. They can make it to use maple syrup. Maple orchards. A group of sugar maple trees is called a maple orchard or sugar bush. The trees must grow for many years before a sugar maker can take the sap. The sap begins to move or run inside the trees in early spring. The sugar maker gathers the sap before the trees start to get leaves. A fun fact, a healthy sugar maple tree can live more than 200 years. It's a long time. Gathering sap. The sugar maker drills a hole into the tree. A tap is put into the hole. Sap drips from the tap into a bucket. Full buckets are emptied into tanks. Some sugar makers use hoses to gather sap. One end of the hose is attached to the tap. The sap flows from the hose from the tree to a tank. Boiling sap. The sap is moved from tanks to a nearby building. This building is called a sugar shack or sugar house. The sap is put into a large pan over a fire. The sap is heated until it boils. Water in the sap turns into steam. The sap becomes thicker and sweeter as the water boils away. Fun fact, about 40 gallons of sap are needed to make 1 gallon of syrup. Filtering syrup. The sap boils until it becomes a syrup. The sugar maker tests the saps. The saps turn into syrup when it's at least 2/3 sugar. Next, the syrup goes through a filter. Filters often are made of paper or cloth. The filter makes the syrup clean and pure. To the store. After the syrup passes through the filter, it is ready to be sold. The syrup is poured into metal cans, plastic jugs, or glass bottles. Some sugar makers sell their syrup to stores. Trucks, trains, and airplanes take the syrup to stores. Where to find maple syrup? Maple syrup can be found in many places. Grocery stores, restaurants, and bakeries sell maple syrup. Many sugar makers sell their maple syrup at their maple orchards. No matter where people buy it, maple syrup is one of nature's sweetest treats. Most pancake syrup has little or no maple syrup in it. Pancake syrup is mostly corn syrup. The end.